Hello fellow game chefs, this is Axemmela and welcome to my first recipe showcase in ages. Today we're actually not doing an original recipe of mine, but one from the World of Warcraft official cookbook by Chelsea Monroe Cassell, I believe is how you pronounce it. This author also made the Game of Thrones official cookbook, so if you are interested in that, this person made this as well. I've made this before, and it's pretty good. The picture is... wait, actually, I shouldn't show you that. And anyways, these are the ingredients. And yeah, I guess we should get this started. On to step one. So, in a medium-sized bowl or a stand mixer, combine warm milk, brown sugar, and yeast, as I will show you. Doesn't matter if the milk is whole, skim, or 2% or whatever. Oops. Doesn't matter if it's 2% or any of that. It just matters if it's milk. No, I'm not talking about weird flavored milk. Anyways, though, you have to allow this to sit for 5 minutes until they become slightly frothy. And the reason you have to let it sit is because the yeast needs to activate, and yeast activates when in contact with a liquid, like milk or water. Don't think pop works, but... So, now that it's been sitting in it for a little bit in there, you have to add all of these spices. Smell that, oh wait. Haha, you can't, you suck. Okay, so basically anyways, add all the spices. If you want to know what all the ingredients are, you're going to have to download a version of the book or buy one yourself, because I don't want to get copyright beaten to death. So, after that, you have to add some... melted butter. And you have to add roughly half of the flour mixture, which, if you want to know, is 1.5. You can figure out the math if you're smart. Yeah. You don't have to be perfect, just be rough. And you basically have to gradually add the remaining flour until the dough comes together and pulls away from the side of the bowl, roughly. And now, because of magic, there will be a cut here and it will be magically done. Also forgot to mention I have one of these globe shields. Add it. And anyways, once it is actually fully mixed, you should gradually add in the flour. Don't add it all at once, because otherwise it's going to explode everywhere and you'll have a mess of these. Not good bread dough. So just gradually add it. I mean this gradually. Very gradually. Oops. If you need, you can bump it a little bit to get it in or whatever. Wait for it to be fully incorporated before you add in the next batch. And yeah, basically just keep doing that until it can pull away from the side of it once you lift this thing up. So basically, now that it's been fully, all the flour's been added, instead of increasing it, you have to increase it from the lowest setting to the second lowest setting, which on my mixer is 2. And you basically have to do it until it's all fully incorporated. So basically, now that it is done, you have to pull it up, and it's stuck in the bottom, which happens sometimes, don't worry about it. It may or may not stick, and basically if it does stick, you just have to kind of pull it, and slowly but surely unstick it. I recommend flouring beforehand, because as you can see, it's sticking in my hands a little bit, even though I did flour lightly. Basically, here we are. So now you flour the surface, get it all set up and all that stuff, and you have to start kneading. And you basically have to knead for several minutes until it starts to come together. And after a few kneads, it'll be way less sticky. To be honest, it'll probably bounce back when you poke it when it's done, if you did everything right. as you can see, after kneading it for a few minutes, it has become far more it just become far better. It doesn't stick anymore, and as you can see, it bounces back when it's poked. I have a lightly oiled pan or bowl or whatever you want to call it. So first, if you want to properly coat it in oil, stick it in there quickly. Then, with your clean hands, flip it upside down. So now there's oil on the top. Cover with a towel for 1 hour and a half or 90 minutes. Leave a timer if you want, and then come back to bake it. So for now that it is done, and it has doubled in size as you can see. I had a plastic wrap, by the way, just so that it wouldn't stick to the towel, because that would be causing a great catastrophe. You have to punch down the dough, and I don't mean punching it literally, because food does not like to be violenced. Just kind of punch it down a little bit, kind of this, just work out the air bubbles, because as you can see, there's a very big air bubble in it. And if you need, basically you just have to kind of work it, as you can see, I'm actually popping air bubbles. You have to pop all these. Yeah, basically just pop all the air bubbles. Now you have to take it out, and you have to form it into an oblong shape. If you want reference, it has to look... It has to look like something similar to that of an eyeball. So as you can see, I'm just finishing poking out all these dumb things. And so now I'm just going to form it back into the original ball shape so that we have a good starting point. Don't actually punch it the whole time, do it lightly if anything. I'm only doing this just so that you can get rid of all the air bubbles, because if you get all those air bubbles, you might have an exploded thing. So anyways, form it into an eyeball-ish shape. It may take some effort, but eventually you'll figure it out. It takes lots of effort. Okay, are you trying to be fun? So as you can see, we had some difficulties there. You should knead it before you put it here into this nice shape. It doesn't look precisely like an eyeball, but that's okay. There's a little air bubble there still. And now what you want to do is you want to let it rise for half an hour, obviously in a warm place as of before. Also, to be honest, your house is probably warm enough unless you're living in an igloo. And basically you want to wrap it in the plastic wrap. You can use the same like I am, or you can go and do a different one. Not saying you have to. And cover it in a towel or a tea towel or anything that works in this kind of situation. And then we're gonna have to cover it. And 5 minutes before your 30 minutes is up, so 25 minutes into the rising period, preheat your oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, if you have an oven. If you can't, you're screwed. And yeah, basically just preheat it to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, and yeah. Sorry, just one thing I want to point out. When I said it was a 450 oven, I actually meant 425 Fahrenheit because I mixed up pizza dough temperatures with this one. And now, before we put the bread in the 425 oven, we have to do something very, very specific that you may not make a lot of sense at first, but I'll explain. In order to prevent the bread loaf from exploding, and to also make it look very, very nice, you have to carefully make slits in the top of it. You may steady it normally like this, but essentially what you have to do is make some slits. Just not ridiculously, ridiculous or anything. And basically, since of the size of the loaf, there's enough to make 3 evenly spaced. These will widen as it bakes, trust me. Anyways though, now we're gonna stick it into a 425 degrees Fahrenheit oven for 25 minutes. Exactly. No more, no less. Okay guys, it is now done. You are probably wondering why it is so freakishly shiny, and that is because it is recommended to brush some butter on it. It's not required, but you should, because when you butter it, just lightly brush melted butter, it makes it softer, it makes it look prettier, and it adds flavor.
Axemmela!
Oh God. It's Teddy. It's freaking Teddy.
Should I try that again?
Yes.
Hi, Axemmela Game Chef.
I hate you so much.
Did I say it wrong again?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, I'll try one more time. Hi, Axemmela the Game Chef. Oh, baby.
Okay, I'm gonna go kill you now.
What's your real name then?
Axemmela Game Chef.
Oh, hi, Axemmela Game Chef. How's your space bread going?
It's right here in finish.
Ooh, it looks better.
Yeah.
Look at that butter. Like, just look at that butter. Look at that butter.
Yeah, that looks like
The spice bread looks delicious.
Anyways, though, I hope you enjoyed my video. That was Teddy the Gumball. You will figure out his true identity later in a later video. He's gonna be my new mascot in some of my videos that I do from now on. There'll be a video. Yeah, there'll be a video explaining in more detail about him.
And there might also be in some video game videos. But see ya.
Yeah, this has been Axemmela. Goodbye.